Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and this is your Stockwatch list for June 26th, Monday. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Before we get into the Stockwatch list though, here's your overnight futures for Sunday night, and it is 7:10 my time, and the Dow futures are down about 16 points, the S&P futures down 3, and the NASDAQ futures down about 9. For your calendar of events for tomorrow, we have very limited earnings for tomorrow. Schnitzer Steel EPS is before the market opens. That's a steel company, so keep that one on watch to see how it's going to affect the rest of the steel stocks. Next one up is NG Nova Gold, and that's going to be after hours on Monday. As far as the economic information for Monday, durable goods, Chicago Fed National Activity Index, both of those at 8:30. 10:30 Dallas Fed Management Survey, so that'll be for tomorrow. Then after that, not much. And then you see on Tuesday, here's your economic information. As far as earnings calls for Monday, pretty limited, just Schnitzer Steel at 11:30 a.m. for the earnings calls. Some of your news on the weekend, we had AGIO come out with a press release. AGIO, BMY, VSTM, RARX, Syndicate News, ESNC filed Form S3, NVUS filed Form S3, VOYA filed S3, mixed shelf offering. Top insider purchases after the bell information that came out. We had in ACFS 10% owner Dow Chemical. HA director purchased 3K for that's the airline HA. SANW 10% owner Winfield. And let's see if there was any others. Anything else major? Revlon director purchased 150K shares, 23.11. And so that's some of the news that came out over the weekend. This AGIO, I'm going to have this one on watch. AGIO. Barron's was positive on BABA. All right, and they said BABA could have another 30% upside, and that was in the Barron's weekend. They were positive comments on AIZ. Excuse me. So positive comments from Barron's on AIZ, and the other one was NCR, positive comments by Barron's. They see what was it? Yeah, another 20% or 30% upside, I think it is, on NCR. All right, and they're calling this a tech bargain, NCR in Barron's. So you might want to have that on watch also. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the watch list. ACHN. You can see this nice wedge forming here, 5.2 million shares. Now on Friday there was the Russell rebalance, so maybe some stocks got volume because of that, but you know, we'll just go by the chart setup. So ACHN basing under this 450 and 5.2 million shares, so I'm watching to see if it can break that 450. ACLS, nice chart setup here, holding the 20 SMA on this daily chart. We had almost 1 million shares traded. We'll see if we can take out maybe 23.85 for the 24 break on ACLS, or just wait for the 24 break. AKS, this one, you know, just these infrastructure plays. So you know, we'll see how Schnitzer Steel does for its earnings before the bell on Monday, and then see how it affects AKS. And also, I'll talk about it now, we also have X on watch, but we are up against this you know, 50 SMA, the yellow line you see here. So you know, we'll see how these set up for Monday. AKS also, we'll see if it can get over the highs from Friday of 682, and possible continuation move in that name. ARRY, this one had 7.4 million shares traded. It's basing below the 100 SMA. This would have to set up a little bit more for me, but you know, maybe over that 925 we might get a continuation move on ARRY. AUPH, looking for that 50 SMA break. The 50 SMA is at 676, So maybe 677 may send AUPH. 1.7 million shares traded in the name on Friday. It's been holding the 100 SMA here on the name. AVEO, big pop on Friday for the day. It was up, 71%. So obviously this might have to calm down. It is off the highs. So we'll see if this sets up intraday. They did have news last week on AVEO. So we'll see if we can get some type of intraday setup on the name. AXTI, looking for this breakout on the name, right? This wedge breakout. The obvious number here, probably over 695 for the possible $7 break on AXTI. 4.3 million shares traded in the name on Friday. So we'll see if this is gonna give us a nice continuation move. BLDR, we're looking for a continuation move over the 10 SMA. Currently the high on it is 1513. This is a building material stock. So we'll see with the 1.7 million shares traded, holding the 20 SMA, if this can get any kind of continuation, possible swing trade in the name. Kala, this one's been holding the 50 SMA, held it here. You see this bottoming tail here on the name, and we have a high of 1537, so 1540 may be enough to get Kala going, and we have 5 million shares traded in that name. CEMP, it's trying to turn back up. You see this 100 SMA has been holding support. We'll call it around the 375 spot, and we have a high on the name from Friday of 469, and we'll see if it can turn it around and get over 475 on this name. We have the previous high of 473, so 475 is what I would wait on for that one. CENX, aluminum name, and let's just check out AA. That one popped also on Friday. CENX moves a little bit better than AA, so if this can take out the highs on Friday of 1513, you might get a continuation move, or you could possibly get a pullback to say we'll call it 1475. 3 million shares traded in the name. It's holding above the 50 SMA, and we'll see if we can get any kind of move in this CENX. Cliff will play along with the US Steel name, and this is Cliff Resources, and you see how it's been holding this 400 EMA SMA, held it here, popped, held it here, popped. Now we'll see if we can get a continuation move. The high on Friday was 677, so I'm looking to see if we can clear that and get a continuation move. The only thing is you have to watch out for is this 300 SMA. We popped above it and then failed, so we'll see if they want to clear it. So it looks like breaking that $7 would be the magic number on CLF for possible continuation up. CMRE, a shipper, has actually been basing and holding this 150 SMA, the orange dotted line, and looking for that 7 spot to be taken out. Only concern on this one is the 50 is at 707 on the 50 SMA, so we'll see if we can break that. I would let it get over the 50 SMA because we've popped and failed a few times, but as far as the shipper goes, this one seemed to have the nicest chart. Not a favorite though. CRBP, 5.4 million shares, trying to get back over the 50 SMA. We came up to it before, we failed. We'll see if we can get over this 650 spot on CRBP. DFIN, it's a financial. And let me open this up for you. And we're looking to take out the highs here of 22, we'll call it 2270. See if we can get any kind of continuation move in the financials. If the financials don't do well, I doubt that'll do well. So that's just if the financials are doing good. FEYE FireEye, there was a hacking in the Parliament building in London, so maybe these stocks might get a move on Monday. The previous high here was 1576, so I'd want it to clear 1580 to see if we can get a nice continuation move with FireEye, and then hopefully through this $16 spot here on FireEye to make a continuation move. GLYC, big pop on Friday, 3.3 million shares. Have to let this one set up intraday. It can be a little bit spready, and it's not an easy trader, but it did have a big pop on Friday. Groupon. There's for Groupon, there's a chatter that was going around on Friday in the name. So the obvious, if we can get over that 350, 355 spot, there's always chatter on names at the bottom when they're, giving it up. So take, these chatter rumors with a grain of salt. But sometimes where there's smoke, there may be fire. So over that 350, or maybe a pullback to 325 on Groupon. Grubhub, this one had a lot of bull option sweeps, bull activity in options. So Grub pushing up, if it can break out over that $48 a share, gapped up after earnings, been holding above the 50. Maybe it needs to consolidate a little bit more, but this one looks interesting. GSAT, turning back up. The high on Friday was 229, so 234, 235, somewhere in there to clear that. 7 million shares came in on GSAT, telecommunication services, so maybe this one can give us a positive move. HMSY, nice pop on Friday, 1 million shares. The obvious number here, is that 20 number up above. We did have a high of 19.95. I would let it clear 20, and then hopefully it would pull back and hold 20 bucks, and see where we go from there on HMSY. Not a bad looking chart. It's above all the moving averages. INO, looking for this one to clear up and out over this almost 850 spot. 839 was the previous high, so maybe 845 will be enough on this INO. 1.3 million shares traded. They did have the news gap up here, and then it's pulled back, but it's starting to turn back up here. So shorts might be in trouble if this could ever clear this 850 spot on INO. So we'll see. IPXL, you see this wedge that it's formed here, and we're trying to possibly get above that. Now the only thing I don't like about this is we've been up off the 150 SMA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 days. So that's the only thing that turns me off on this chart. But if it does clear above 1675, you could get a nice move. There was a high back here on May 15th, 1795. So there's a lot of room. If we can clear over this 1675, maybe we can push up through that. LBIO, big volume on a Friday, 1.1 million. Looking for that 750 break, but once again, this has been up quite a bit. Maybe we can pull back to the 7 spot and get a continuation move up on LBIO. MBRX, we've had volume the last few days. You see some of these topping candles, but if this can reverse back up, maybe shorts, will have to come in and cover. $1.16 high, so maybe $1.18 would be enough to get this going. Previous high back on June 21st was 130, so just keep those levels in mind. Momo, we spoke about this on last week's video. Looking for this $40 break. We did have the high on Friday, 39.59. So 39.65, 39.70. Maybe we can break out over this $40 spot on MOMO. MVIS, big pop, big volume, 6.5 million shares. Would like a little bit of maybe a red to green move for for Monday. But this big move on Friday, nice candle, closed at the highs. So this one's definitely one to watch on Monday. NKTR, the big number here is obviously 20, closed at 19.99, but it's been up a few days in a row. Would like a little bit of a pullback, but you do not always get those pullbacks. If it clears 20, this thing could go biotech sector, and that's going to depend how the the biotech sector does this week, but it was red hot last week. OCLR, we have a nice pop, nice volume. We do have the high of 10.16. We closed at 10.01, so over 10.12 might be enough to get it going again on OCLR. Next one up is QUIK, big pop, nice candle. Obviously, you'd want a red to green type of move intraday, and so keep your eye on this one. 2.2 million shares. QUIK, semiconductor name. RGSE solar names. Solar names were red hot last week with the Donald Trump comments. Looking for that takeout of 110 on RGSE. Maybe it pops up to the 100 SMA on RGSE. Twitter has been red hot, up quite a few candles. I'm currently in this one. I'm in this one at 17.95. So we'll see if we can get a continuation move higher in Twitter. Next one up is UEC, big pop, stopped at 170, 14.3 million shares traded on Friday. So this one will be on watch for intraday. One that's might move in sympathy to that name, URRE, and we'll see if this can make a move. But it's a very sluggish trader, but it can make big pops, but no guarantees. U.S. Steel we spoke about. Going to see how that Schnitzer Steel does for tomorrow and see how that affects the steels. Yelp is another one with the bull sweep action in options. A lot of bull sweep action in Yelp. So we'll see if we get a continuation move, chatter around the name, and looking for it to take out this 50 SMA on the name, which is at 3105 or at 3088. So I'd want it to clear this 50 SMA at 3105 on Yelp. 9.2 million shares traded on Friday. So that's going to be your watch list for Monday and maybe the next couple of days. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I did do a video on let's get ready for the week ahead. I did that video on Saturday, so if you want to catch up and get into more of the economic information, you can watch that video. Each night I do a stocks to watch video, maybe not to the extent of this, because over the weekend you have a little bit more time, but during the week I put out a stocks to watch video each night. So please subscribe to my videos, hit that like button, retweet my videos, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great trading day tomorrow, June 26th, Monday, and Zozo Stock Watch. And thank you so much for the support on YouTube, and have a great day, and appreciate all the good comments and feedback.